You know, meditation is absolute stillness of the mind. And the Bible says, be still and know that I am. Now, that type of stillness that you need to see clearly, to have right and direct perspective of what is, your mind should be absolutely still. And that doesn't come in one day, you know. It comes in after many, many births. And that's just maybe I said, it's after a few births or maybe the first one that you are here. So that's why when you do meditation, you are trying on an experiment, you have to put all your might and energy. Otherwise, you won't know whether that experiment could have helped you in some way or other. You will never know. That's why I was referring when I told you about practicing only one method. Any method that you choose, you have to go very deep into it for a few weeks or even a few months in some cases. If you don't do that, you won't ever know whether the first, the second one or the third one or the fourth and so on and so forth was good for you. So it's good that you, maybe right now in the beginning, you will find it difficult, but I'm telling you that so that in the future, if you become more thirsty for meditation and whether I'm here or not, that will help you. So do not get me wrong, please. After all, I'm your friend. So there is one topic, maybe we discussed it the last time when we meet, maybe in Somerset somewhere else. No problem. We can look at it from a different perspective about how to transcend your qualities like anger, greed, hatred, etc., etc. You know, we have always been taught, whether at home, at school, in the church, in society, everywhere, you have to control these things, and that those are created or put into us by the devil. There is something, some external force outside, which we call the devil, and which put all the things into us. That's why humanity has never, except for a few great souls like Jesus and many others, of these enlightened beings, have been able to get rid of this, and we will get caught in a vicious circle. In Hindu spirituality, I'm using the word Hindu spirituality, so that there may not be any confusion, because in ancient India, spirituality was the whole science, and there were many branches like yoga and others said. There is a very beautiful mythology, and there is even in one of my books, I have written an article, I devoted a whole article to that. There is a famous goddess called Kali. Okay. Now, the story is quite long, so I'm going to take only part from it and excerpt, and explain to you. In one of the, of the story, there is Durga, the goddess, the mother of the universe, who is fighting demons. He is killing demons. At one point, she comes face to face with a demon, which she cuts the head. And wonder of wonders, as she cut the head of that demon, every drop of blood that is spilled on the ground was giving birth to a new demon with the same, same quality, a replica. So what he did, this is how it is explained. He frowned like this. Her forehead became black. And when her forehead became black, a horrible goddess, the most horrible maybe of all the Hindu divinities, took shape. And he was named Kali. Kalika, the great goddess. So what she did, the first goddess went and cut all the many demons which has been replicated by the first one. She went lolling his tongue outside and drinking the blood of those evil forces. Now, the lesson, the esoteric lesson from that story is that if you suppress any of your emotion, your action, your thought, your mood, what will happen? The same will find another way to come out. Suppose you suppress sexuality, and that is well known in religion, in so-called religion, not only in Hindu religion, in Christian religion, everywhere. When you suppress sexuality, it comes out in a different form. That's why you have pedophilia, homosexuality among priests. So what happened? You have suppressed something natural and basic, so it comes out in a different way. And if you go on suppressing like this, all these inner energies, should I say, they will try to find a way. And the fact of the matter is that those energies are extremely subtle and in a very crude state. They can be transformed. They can be transformed, which would mean that if you take it with that attitude, if you consider them a weakness, you can use them to fuel your mind. So that's why in the spiritual science, you're not supposed to reject anything. Okay? You're supposed to accept yourself as you are, holistically. That is the meaning of the holistic approach to spirituality, to religion, meditation. You accept yourself as you are. But in your mind, deep in your unconscious mind, you have been so much conditioned, so much so that it's very difficult to find that, when negative thoughts are, as we discussed during the morning session, when negative thoughts are coming, to take it easy, just get detached from it. It's okay, mere thoughts. As we were discussing, I was telling Samantha, she told me, she has learned it from me since very young. For her, thoughts are thoughts. There are no negative or positive thoughts. Thoughts are thoughts. That is true, but partially, because it is your thoughts that makes you, that motivates you to commit all the stupidities and madness, whether it is good or bad. So what happens? First of all, you have to accept it. Now, by telling you to accept it, it's not something that just come over the night, Just tomorrow you wake up, you say, Swamiji has said, okay, I'm going to accept it. If it's okay. If you're that much evolved, it's okay. It's very good. But such is not generally the case. So first of all, you'll have to learn to accept them as you are. There's no demon outside. There's no snake outside, no serpent outside to come and tempt you. Now, the fact that we have put this, and this has been brought by Christian, let's say Christian religion as it is, not by Jesus Christ, not at all, but the Christian priest, by Christian religion, that, it's not me, it's Satan. It's the evil force outside, it's the devil outside. When you say that whatever you are, whoever you are, it's because of the other, then you will never ever be able to transform yourself. Even if tomorrow you happen to become enlightened, I will have been a sort of catalyst. I will a sort of helper. But all the thing, you yourself, you have to do it. So what happens is that we have always thought that evil forces, it comes from outside. We have always pictured, that demon, greed, anger, lust, hatred, all things. It's because of the other. He tempted me. Now in society today, men say that, all the rapes and all the things, they happen because, ladies, women, girls, they dress in such a way that is very irresistible. That is a different matter. It's true that we can discuss of it, whether it is correct to dress in a certain manner or not. But the fact is that if a lady dressed in a certain manner which is indecent, that doesn't give you the right to pounce on that person. You see? You're not supposed to pounce on anybody. Why did you raped? Why did you attacked, aggressed, or harassed? It's simply because you couldn't, in modern terminology, control yourself. Now, it's not the word control, it's the best word, it's the most appropriate, but in modern terminology, I'm saying control yourself. If you were a little more aware, your anger, your lust would have dissolved away. Even if it wouldn't dissolve away totally, absolutely, it would have calmed down. But as I told you, we are not taught awareness. We are given knowledge. We are taught suppression. We are taught control. That is one thing. Now, the next and the most important thing is that all known human qualities, listen to me very attentively, all known human qualities, even virtue, even humility. Now many people come and say, I'm a very humble person. I say, to begin with, you do not know what is humility at all. Otherwise you wouldn't say that. Now people who are very cunning, they won't even say that now. Suppose somebody among you feels he is humble. He has got an idea. He says, no, if I say I'm very humble, people will say I'm not humble. So I will not even say I'm not humble. That will also be a trick of the mind. Even humility, virtue, it exists because of you, because of the ego, because of the soul. The state of cosmic consciousness is beyond all qualities. It is nirgun, qualityless. That's why we say God is beyond name, form and color. Do you think that God is compassionate? If God is compassionate, would there be all these problems in the world? All this rape that is happening? For you, the child, the persons who met with a horrible death in the tsunami, I think 2004, something like that, whichever did. If they were really innocent, the child, if God was really compassionate, would it sit down and do like this? If it was Buddha, Buddha would have run and gave his life or do something to stop the tsunami, if it was Buddha. Because that gentleman, or should I say superhuman being, he could give his life to save an animal, which would be for you an ordinary animal, for you, I mean for human beings. But that was the Buddha. Now, all the virtues, all human behavior, it is generated by the notion of duality. Because you are separated from the one. But that is a different matter. As your ego, the ego, that notion of being a fragmented consciousness, being a separated consciousness on the whole, that is the ego, the elusive self, or the lowest state of your being. When I'm saying elusive, I'm not saying evil. The lowest state of your being, the ego, the lower self, as you meditate, it becomes more refined. And when it becomes more refined, from it emanates virtue, not from the soul.